And we are live. Welcome to the process. It is Monday, February 7th. I am Josh Engleman, and I am here to break down a 5-game NBA slate for today. But before we get started, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell so you know when everything goes live. And then go check out Prize Picks, the presenting sponsor of this video. You can go to awesemo.com/prizepicks-promo. You can see it at the top of the screen. 1 free month of Awesemo Plus Platinum. A little bit of a deposit bonus. We got some goodies on the website as well that will definitely help you out, including our free NBA player props tool specifically for Prize Picks. So go check that out. Good morning to everybody. I hope everyone had a great weekend. Tons of people in chat, tons of coffee cups, tons of hot dogs too. I see from Nick. I like to see it. Ronald Jones with the broccoli. I get it. It's good stuff. Hope everybody had a good weekend. I know I did. It was a fun time. I'm a little tired today. I'll be all right. We'll get back to neutral today. Put some vegetables in my body for the first time in a couple days. That'll be helpful. We got some trades that I didn't get a chance to do anything with. The Robert Covington and Norm Powell get shipped out to Los Angeles. We get Karis LeVert off to Cleveland. Stoking the fires a little bit. It's getting me excited for Thursday. Let's not forget Thursday, 1:30 p.m. trade deadline show. I'm going live for probably 2 hours, maybe potentially more. Anything that comes in on the trade deadline, this guy right here is breaking it down. So it should be fun. I got to try to wake up a little bit. Throat's a little raspy too. Just been having some fun. These past 2 days. Adam Young, I'm with you, man. I cannot believe that Laffy didn't eat all of that chip. Yeah, so the LeVert trade, I think, is like exactly what you would expect it to be. I don't know. I didn't have too much. Like, it didn't shock me at all. I don't know why the Cavs want to do that right now. Like, I wouldn't want to be giving up any assets at this particular moment, because I don't think changing your outlook for this year is meaningful. I don't think an extra win is worth it. But I don't mind the trade. I think it's exactly what I would have expected it to be for the most part. You know, it's just dead salary one way. That second round pick basically offsets it. You know, you get a late first for LeVert. Makes some sense to me. We'll see. They needed a ball handler. Look, as much as I don't like Karis LeVert, that is an upgrade on whatever it is that they're going to have at manning their second unit. So we'll see how it actually ends up. Maybe the defense will save him a little bit and it could look a little bit better. I worry that they're going to extend him. I'm really curious to see what the relationship will be between keeping LeVert and keeping Colin Sexton as well. So we don't know. Alrighty, well, I think we should just dive into it. 5 games, lots to talk about. It's always a little bit longer and slower of a show on a Monday. So, good morning to everybody one last time. Glad everybody is here. I've got my coffee. I have not taken a sip because I only want to do that with you guys. Have to be taking the first sip with you guys for good luck. So, I've got my coffee. I hope you've got a coffee, tea, water, beer, joints, hot dogs, whatever it is, however you start your morning, whatever kind of freaky stuff you do to start your morning, we're doing it here. Mine's just coffee. So cheers to you guys. Rise and grind. We're right there. Let's do this bad boy. Oh, that is wildly necessary. Fidel, what's the difference between Fantasy Cruncher and the Lineup Builder? Big difference. Fantasy Cruncher is an optimizer. It will take whatever your input is and create the highest projected whatever that input is based on your constraints. The Lineup Builder is like a souped up version of the way that you would manually enter a lineup on Fanduel or DraftKings. You're picking everything by hand. It just has our projections and ownership built into it. And then it'll give you basically a lineup grade. So you'll know how close you are to an optimal. It'll be like 90% plus value, and you'll know how contrarian it is. So it might say like 20 to 30% contrarian. Lineup Builder, manual, Fantasy Cruncher, automated. News God, what's going on? I did say hot dogs. Let's get into this. Toronto Raptors, full strength. We're starting it off with what should be one of the easier things to do. That's always a very nice way to start your week. Sometimes you just want to get the easy tasks out of the way first. Go to Toronto. And we know what we're getting here. There's just not too much else we could say. They played on Friday. All the starters played like their normal big-ish minutes. I don't really see anything that I need to change here. Seems about right to me. And we know the rates are in, so I'm going to keep the high 30s minutes for the 5 starters, like around 20 minutes-ish for Chris Boucher and Precious. A small smattering of minutes to Khem Birch, and then Banton just picking up the rest of it. Larry, I mean, no. It's sort of just like a risk tolerance thing in a way. You're obviously going to lose everything or win a lot more every time that you do it. To me, I think it's a negative because the real goal is to finish first in a GPP given the payout structure, at which point you probably want to help yourself out a bit by not playing the same lineup. I mean, a lot of people run trains I've run a train 150 max a lot, but it's not because I want to. But accidental. All right, let's go to Charlotte now. We put Toronto in the books pretty easily. And honestly, barring somebody being out, Charlotte is usually pretty easy as well. So for Charlotte, still no Jalen McDaniels, so this should be pretty easy. The only problem that comes about for Charlotte is... was Saturday just like an immense blowout? There we go. Here, Charlotte. Yeah, it was. Okay, so we saw Nick Richards and Ish Smith play blowout run. Bouknight wasn't going to play. So they are back to just going straight 8-man rotation. It's always good to know. How many $19 series packs with nothing but 60K commons are you going to buy today? I don't know what packs are getting dropped today, but as many as I'm allowed to buy. Yeah, no more trains, Cantor. I agree. It's a different part of my life. Okay. Let's try to figure out what we want to do with these 10 minutes. Now, we're good for 34 minutes on LaMelo. To me, that makes sense. And I think we're good for 34 minutes on Terry Rozier. And honestly, I think I'm good for 36 minutes on Miles Bridges. I am going to make it 35, even though I don't really need to give that minute up. Got Mason Plumlee in for 26. I'm making it 27. I've got Gordon Hayward in for 30. I think now is the time that I finally need to make that 32. I think that I need to bump Cody Martin's minutes up because they don't want to play that group of 24 minutes. They don't have any interest in putting Ish Smith or Nick Richards in the lineup, which means someone has to close. So, this is an ass beating, but if these guys don't get in, Oubre, Martin, and PJ Washington played the entire fourth quarter in a blowout. They're not even... I don't know who the most likely blowout candidates are any longer. But if this game plays out differently, Terry Rozier basically played the entire first 3 quarters. Same for Miles Bridges. It seems like I need to bump up Terry Rozier's minutes to 36. It seems like they're going to play Terry Rozier. Just imagine if this game is slightly closer. Terry Rozier is playing 36 minutes in this game. He's playing more than 6 minutes in the fourth quarter. Just is. It seems like Gordon Hayward can get to 32. LaMelo can get to his normal 34. And then you just have to guess, basically, on Oubre, Martin, PJ Washington. And I don't think that's the easiest thing to guess in the world. but you're just going to have to play a bunch of Toronto. So I need to take Oubre up to 30 minutes. All right, that's still 7 minutes left. PJ Washington's the toughest guy to figure out here. You know, he still played PJ, like, think about this. PJ Washington played the final 15 minutes of this game. He picked up 3 fouls in the first quarter and then didn't play again until the end of the third. Like, they were not planning on playing PJ Washington all that much. But if I take him to 24, that still leaves me 4 minutes left over, and I think at that point in time, that becomes spillover. But at the same time, they could just as easily be 4 more minutes to Cody Martin, and I take him to 22. And I think that is actually the most likely scenario. Which means we are playing just an absolute ton of Charlotte at this point. All right, first game up. We got the Raptors. Starting to look a little bit different. Now, I think it's pretty clear that Fred VanVleet is the number 1 play in this game. 8,600 on Fanduel, 8,500 on DraftKings. I think you can make a case between Pascal Siakam and Gary Trent. Siakam looks good across both sites, a little bit better on DraftKings. You get power forward center, and he's cheaper. Trent, 6,300 on DK, I think is also pretty viable. Still looks good on FanDuel. Scotty Barnes, 6,200 on FanDuel, looks a bit better than the $6,900 price on DraftKings, although being point guard small forward on DK improves it a bit. And then finally, I think Anunoby is most overpriced on FanDuel, still viable, works on DK, and I think you could take a shot on Boucher as well. It's clearly an incredible spot for Toronto, and unquestionably an incredible spot for Charlotte. Rozier at 36 minutes, 6,500 and 7,100. You got to play a bunch. Miles Bridges, again, for me at 35 minutes. I think you got to play a bunch. LaMelo Ball, Gordon Hayward, Kelly Oubre all look really good. Mason Plumlee to a degree. I don't know if I can say that Bridges plays... I mean, I guess I could say Bridges plays slightly less than Terry Rozier, just so I don't get as much. But I'm going to be very surprised if this isn't the unequivocal number 1 game today. So that's 1 down. Let's move it on to game number 2. Miami Heat at the Washington Wizards. Heat are 5.5 point favorites in Miami. Let's see, what do we need to know for this Miami Heat team? Great. Just great. All right, what did they do in their last game? All right, so everyone played. Butler in, Bam in, Hero in, Lowry in, no Max Strus. Q tag on Butler, on Hero, on Caleb Martin, on Max Strus. Okay, I mean, this is... Diego, nice to see you. Glad you're able to be here. This is a ridiculous way to project a team. I guess we're doing it. All right, I'm going to assume that everybody is just available. I don't think I have an alternative. Oh, contact. Not fun. So I'm just going to cut this entire rotation, even though I do think it is at full strength, but now we know. So Kyle Lowry, I'm going to go 32 minutes. And I'm going to say that Gabe Vincent gets the backup point guard run. I'm going to give Tyler Hero 30 minutes. We're going to go ahead and give Bam 33. We give Dedmon the backup run. We give PJ Tucker 28. Get Jimmy Butler in for 36. We get Duncan Robinson in for 26. That leaves me 24 minutes for Max Strus and Caleb Martin. don't know how that's going to shake out, actually. It looks like Caleb Martin might be on the outside looking in here. Do they go to a 9-man? I think they might just go to a 9-man rotation. That's sort of what they did here. All right, I'm going to give 2 more minutes to Gabe Vincent. I'm going to give Strus 22. Rates all stay the same. So that's Miami. And it looks like Kyle Lowry on Fanduel is going to pop a little bit. We'll dig into that in a second once we get through Washington. Wizards. I assume still no Bradley Beal. Seems like the most likely thing, right? Yeah, no Beal, no Gafford. So this one actually shouldn't be too bad. We get Trez in there for 24 minutes. We get Thomas Bryant in there for about 20. Get Rui playing like 4 minutes there, playing about 18. All right, I got Dinwiddie in for 33. I'm going to make that 32. Neto as the backup. Aaron Holiday's still playing. Corey Kispert's still playing. Most of this looks fine to me. Kuzma in for 33. Maybe that should be 34. I'm really curious what they're going to do with the Dragic contract. It seems like a good time. If you're able to look at the medicals, it seems like it's a really good time to take that shot at Turner. You might be able to get him slightly cheaper than you thought you could. All right. I think rates are all good here for Washington. This Miami and Washington game was pretty easy. Jimmy Butler, 9,600 on FanDuel, 9,700 on DraftKings. Seems fine. He's like the, 9th best play in this slate so far, though, because of Toronto and Charlotte. And then Kyle Lowry, 5,600 on FanDuel. That's just a really good price for him, even with him being like a slightly different player now. 18% usage, 29% assist rate. 5,600 is not all that much. At 32 minutes, I say his ceiling is 44 fantasy points. His 5x plus 10, 38. So he could really go crazy. I like this game for Miami. Although it just doesn't look even remotely close to Toronto and Charlotte. On the Washington side, $5,900 Dinwiddie on FanDuel, $6,200 Dinwiddie on DraftKings. I'm going there. I think you have to project him a little bit more aggressively than normal. $7,400 Kuzma on DraftKings. Looks great. Montrezl Harrell, $4,900 and $4,700. I think looks really good. And then KCP, for some strange reason, is only $3,600 on DraftKings. He's $4,700 on FanDuel. There are a couple more pieces on Washington than I would have ever expected to like. 2 games in. We go to Phoenix and Chicago now. Suns are 6.5-point favorites in Chicago. Who's not available? So for Phoenix, no Payne, no Shamet, no Kaminsky, no Nader. So what we've seen recently. For Chicago, Levine questionable. Still no Ball in Caruso or Derek Jones. Q tag on Kobe White. Okie doke. And let's see. We have 119 viewers, 49 likes. If you haven't hit the thumbs up yet, please do so now. I could see Trent as the 6th man. It's probably actually easier if it's Barnes to run like the second unit, though, if he's going to be like the backup point guard, so to speak. So it's probably Barnes, because I don't think that they need to start games with what amounts to OG Anunoby at the 2. Yeah, I mean, it's going to be so matchup dependent too. They're going to mix and match that, but I think getting Barnes into the second unit would be the actual goal there. All right, let's look through Phoenix, which I guess we don't really have to change all that much. I mean, this is the same team that's been playing. I've got Chris Paul in for 37 minutes. I've got Devin Booker in for 38 minutes. We've got Mikal Bridges in for 36 minutes. Guess I need to make that 37. Um, 30 minutes for Ayton. Sure. Alan, I'm not sure what you mean. I don't know if I would never mention not pre-registering for contests. I register at 9 o'clock in the morning basically every day. So I'm not sure where we're off there. Yeah, I guess, I mean, this seems all pretty much spot on. Like, we've got Crowder's minutes back and Cam Johnson's minutes back. So this is just the same sort of Phoenix rotation we've had as of late. It's another, like, this, we're really, this is definitely a, like, it's an easy slate so far. Okay, so we haven't had Levine and Kobe White for the past 2 games for the Bulls. I have no idea if they're playing, but I'm obviously projecting them in. So what have we heard about Levine? Yeah, I think... I mean, they just got to be in, which means that it's the rotation that I already have in here. 35 minutes for Levine, 28 minutes for Kobe White, 28 minutes for Javonte Green, 36 for Dosunmu, 36 for DeRozan, 35 for Vooch, Bradley and Cook, just like splitting time. Matt Thomas and Troy Brown sneaking out there. That's all I can do. SMP, is that true? Because he was shooting the lights out earlier this year. Now I just need to know. Yeah, 36%. I mean, I'll take that as while you're guarding aggressively on the other end. It was 40 last year and 39 the year before. So yeah, I mean, to be fair though, he's been, 14% usage on, or 39% 3-point rate on 14% usage. Going to 40 and 19 was a giant leap. 36 on 21%, not all that crazy. Is he shooting more just in general? Per 36. Okay, so yeah, 6.8 attempts now. These past 2 years, he's jumped up. 6.7 a game, 38% in the aggregate. It's valuable. It'll be interesting to see how that progresses this year, or into next year too. If he maintains, shooting 7 a game, 8 a game, like if he continues to climb, get that usage to like 22, 23, and he's still shooting like 37, 38, that becomes a really valuable guy. All right, let's sum this game up then. On the Phoenix side, best play in the game was Devin Booker. 8,900 on Fanduel, 8,900 on DraftKings. I'm going to be, I'll have some Chris Paul on Fanduel, but it's a lot. 9,600 is a little bit more palatable on DK. Bridges and Ayton both look solid. Jay Crowder looks solid. Lots of little pieces to like. Booker would be the priority. For Chicago, if Levine is in, he's 7,500. To me, that's a big priority. Not too much else on the FanDuel side. On DK, DeRozan, Vooch, and Levine are all passable. Nothing too crazy in that one. We're on to Golden State at OKC. The Warriors are 12-point favorites in Oklahoma City. I have no idea who's going to be available for this one, but it just feels like it's not everybody. So still no Draymond, no Wiseman, no Bielitsa, Q-tag on Porter and Iggy. I mean, so this could go in just about any direction. Should be a bludgeoning. We hadn't seen Porter for the past 3 games. We haven't seen Iguodala since January 20th. I'm going to try to put all of these guys back on the floor. So that's 36 minutes for Steph, 26 for Poole, 28 for Clay, 18 for Gary Payton. I got 34 for Wiggins. I'm going to make that 33. Damian Lee, Kuminga, Juan Toscano Anderson, Otto Porter. I got to start cutting like everybody's minutes on this side. So we'll go 12. We'll go 12. 12. We'll bring Looney down. We'll bring Porter down. We'll go like 15 minutes to Iggy. Get another body back out there. There's no telling what this team's going to do. They're just not going to look all that great. And I'm going to continue to largely fade Golden State on a day-to-day basis. Let's look at Oklahoma City. Oh, my God. Okay. No Shea. No Wiggins. No Jeremiah Robinson Earl. No Muscala. No Isaiah Roby. And there's a Q tag on Dort with the broken nose. So we've got 33 minutes for Giddey. It's got to be more than that. Taking it up to 34. Trey Mann in for 30. Ty Jerome in for 22. Theo Maladon in for, right now, 11. We're going to bump those up for sure. Diakate needs to be in for like 24 minutes. Favors barely plays, but I'm going to give him like 14 minutes. Who the hell else is playing center? Oh, Poku's back. That's good to know. So I need a little bit more time at the 5. We'll just say it's Bazley, I guess. Bazley's in for 30 minutes here. Actually, Bazley's in for 32 minutes here. Kenrich in for, say, 22. Jordan for his 33. That leaves me 18. I could just give those directly to Poku and call it. And I think that looks pretty good. Rates all stay the same. Yeah, rates all stay the same. So there's another one in the books. Golden State. $9,800 Curry on Fanduel looks fine. It's all right on DraftKings. There are just no priorities here for Golden State. They're an impossible team to want to get to. Wiggins is okay. On the OKC side, clearly Josh Giddey. Price is climbing a little bit. Point guard, shooting guard on Fanduel, 6,500. I think we got to play Giddey here. Are we getting different? It doesn't even matter. And you're playing, I think you're still playing him for 7,800 on DraftKings. Lou Dort, 6,100 on DK. If he is available, he probably looks like the best DraftKings option. I think Bazley and Mann have to be looked at. Bazley in the mid 5s. Mann at 4,900 across both sites. This is a bad team. There's basically like no efficient creation going on anywhere. Highest true shooting is 57% Derek Favors, who's a center. So kind of terrifying. You can like the starters of OKC that you expect to play 30 minutes. Giddey, Dort, Bazley, Mann. After that, best of luck to you. So we're through 4 games already. We have 1 to go, and we're only a half hour in. We're up to 120 viewers, 60 likes. So if you're part of the half group here that haven't done anything and hit that like button yet, I don't know what you're waiting for. We're going to close this out with Knicks 6.5 point dogs in Utah, 214 total. I can't stop thinking about doing this trade deadline show on Thursday. I am so pumped for it. It's insane. It's like my favorite thing to do all year. I'm going to talk on the process for like an hour and a half that morning, and I'm going to talk in the trade deadline show for like another 2 hours. It's going to be a long day of me. Morning, Spencer. Morning, Jason. On the Knicks, it's standard issue fare. Only guy that's out is Derrick Rose. On Utah, we still have no Gobert. Clarkson and Gay both questionable. So for the Knicks, I think Kemba Walker in for 22 minutes makes sense. I think Emmanuel quickly in for 20 minutes might not make sense. 20 minutes for Alec Burks, maybe. 26 for Mitch. We'll go 27-21 now. We got 36 in for Randall, 12 in for Toppin. That one's as easy as it gets. Fournier feels good at 27. Grimes could feel good at 21. Doesn't, but could. It's 2 straight games for Grimes. So we're going to go down to 19 on Grimes and up to 22 for Burks. Nate, I'm indifferent to the LeVert trade. Value seemed fine. I don't know why they want to give up assets right now, because I don't think that that's a smart decision for their future. But to me, they paid the right price. They need that kind of help. Not in the AM, bro. They are not low-key stacked. That is not a true statement, and it's not even close to a true statement. I don't mind it. I don't know why you do it. I think that you can acquire 90% of Karis LeVert and not have to give up that same amount. And I think that makes more sense for them this year. I don't know what it solves for this season. They, for all intents and purposes, like, don't have a chance to win anything of value. And I don't know why you want to, like, it's so much easier for them to prioritize 2 years from now. Kevin Pelton of ESPN gave the trade grade of an A to the Pacers, a C to the Cavs. That's pretty much how I feel about it. Look, the Cavs in the betting markets right now on DK Sportsbook, they're 50-1. That's the 13th best odds to win the NBA title right now. It didn't improve them. I mean, one of those guys is not going to be on the team in the future. Kevin Love's got 1 year left. He's not going to be on the team in the future. And again, they have the 13th best odds of winning the NBA title. What you think of as stacked is a middle of the pack team. Look, Garland has taken an immense step forward. I think he looks great this year. He has shown me things that I didn't think he had. Them being able to draft Evan Mobley has completely changed the future of this franchise. He is a defensive stopper for years to come. Where his offense gets, I don't totally know. Jared Allen is an incredibly solid center. It's an average-ish team. And I don't know if, like, just, you got one more bullet in the gun. I don't know if you want to pull that yet. Like, could you have gotten Eric Gordon for slightly cheaper? Maybe. Could you have gotten something like Jordan Clarkson from the Jazz for something cheaper? Maybe. I don't love giving up assets to improve this year when that doesn't really matter. Oh, yeah. News guy. I saw the messages like, I've been saying Karis LeVert was going to get 2 first-round picks for 2 years, and now he basically did that. And it's just like, well, no, he didn't. You're wrong, and you're using basically to justify it. They got a late first, totally accepted. The Houston second covers the fact that Ricky Rubio is a complete zero, and you got to pay his salary for the rest of the year. It all makes sense. The value was spot on. It's like the 24th pick in the draft. You pay a second-round pick to eat the rest of Rubio's salary, and you're done. All right, let's finish off with the Utah Jazz. And I have Clarkson in already. I have Rudy Gay in already. I don't think we're making any changes. When push comes to shove, I just don't like the Cavs making a move like this. And I don't know if they re-sign Colin Sexton now. They could. It seems less likely that they do. And not that I'm a huge Colin Sexton fan, but I think that he has a role as a second unit guard. But now, I'm assuming the most likely scenario for Sexton is that they do a sign and trade, but I think they're a little hamstrung now. Why give it up right now? Why give it up to not really improve your long-term outlook? I'm not sure. I don't think I have anything to change here for the Jazz. I think we're ready to go. I think we have finished this slate. The only thing that I'll say, and obviously I am not a LeVert fan, but given where they are and their lack of anybody that can dribble the basketball, he is an upgrade for sure for this team because the bar is so low. The problem is you don't want to take the ball out of Darius Garland's hand. So I hope that they can stagger these guys as much as possible. All right, for the Knicks, RJ Barrett on Fanduel at 6,400. Julius Randle, 8,800 on DK. Those are the two best pieces, but that looks like the 9th and 10th best things in Raptors Hornets. And then Utah. All right, lots to like here for Utah. Let's talk through this. Hassan Whiteside is 6,300 on FanDuel, 6K on DraftKings. I like that a lot. Donovan Mitchell is 8,500 and 8,400. That looks really good for 8,400 on DK. Royce O'Neal looking like a decent value. I mean, Rubio's not exactly getting disrespected here. He tore his ACL. They don't have a choice. It's not like he's actually going to Indiana. Utah is pretty good today. Mitchell, O'Neal, Bogdanovich, Whiteside. That's a thing. The issue with someone like LeVert is I think people are really bad at understanding how many people do the things that he does. What are we talking about here? Let's see. He's been... Where is he? Where's he hiding? Still on Indiana here. For LeVert, his best season... I mean, they're all basically the exact same season. That's what's kind of crazy. 55, 53, 51, 52. I mean, his true shootings are basically... His rookie year was probably the best year of his career. It's the only year that he ever had above average efficiency. 34th percentile, 22nd, 23rd, 29th, 34th. So, Robert, I actually think that he might. I mean, we saw Darius Garland not play well with Colin Sexton. Colin Sexton and Caris LeVert are not like all that dissimilar in terms of like the things that they want to do on the floor. LeVert's a better creator than Sexton. Sexton can't get anybody involved in the game, so that should help. But I mean, having a high usage, mildly inefficient guy is out there. Now, Sexton was more efficient at the end of it all, but I think you want the ball in Darius Garland's hands. Let's run crunches. Name 3 high volume efficient scorers right now. Bridgeline, steal is not the way that you should describe that. High volume efficient scorers. Trae Young, Ja Morant, Donovan Mitchell, Steph. Zach LaVine is probably one of the best examples. James Harden, Kyrie Irving. See what else we got. Jimmy Butler, Garland. I'll say Marcus Howard. No, Jordan Poole. Yes, Rick Anderson. Trade show on Thursday. Yeah, Fred VanVleet, Drew Holiday. I'm just trying to do point guards and shooting guards. Let's run these crunches. Like, people don't think about it, but there's just like similar usage for LaVine and LeVert. The difference between 62% true shooting and 53% true shooting is so many points. It's the difference between being really good and being not all that good. All right, let's run these crunches. FanDuel Optimal coming up next. Wow, there are no pay-up options that look good today. Highest projected guy I have on FanDuel is 45.5 to Curry. There are days where it's like Jokic and Giannis are both at 60, Embiid's at 60. Interesting night. Makes me wonder where the value is. All right, optimals. This one is by 1/10 of a point. Fred VanVleet, Spencer Dinwiddie, Donovan Mitchell, Josh Giddey, Miles Bridges, Gordon Hayward, Scotty Barnes, Darius Bazley, and Hassan Whiteside. Interesting. You can swap out. Wow, that's a bigger swap than I would have thought. So Donovan Mitchell and Miles Bridges for Terry Rozier and Pascal Siakam. Yeah, Montrezl Harrell gets on there somehow. For who? Bazley. Got it. All right, let's run power rankings now on FanDuel. Not too surprised by that first crunch. Look, LeVert is going to help that second unit just because they don't have anybody else. Like, if you get to the point where you got to be playing Brandon Goodwin and Chetty has to be a starting point guard, you just need another ball handler. So it's going to help them out on the second unit by default. Like, I don't think Caris LeVert helps you win important games, but having someone at you know, in and around league average, slightly below league average efficiency at big usage. That's valuable when you don't have anybody else to do that. 22% assist rate is very helpful for that regard. If they keep Garland and LeVert staggered as much as they can, with LeVert playing like big chunks of late first, early second, and then they all close together, I think that makes some sense. But it doesn't, like, I think they're like the 20th best offense this league in cleaning the glass. Am I right? Yeah, 20th. So, like, I don't really think that moves all that much. You know, it's basically middle of the pack. I think you can get to like 16th, you know, dead center with this move. But it allows you to not just hemorrhage points the way that they were likely to do that if they don't have another backup point guard. Like, Rondo's not the answer. All right, power rankings on Fanduel. Josh Giddey, Scotty Barnes, Spencer Dinwiddie, Gordon Hayward, Terry Rozier. That's everybody above 30%. Fred VanVleet, Hassan Whiteside are both over 25. And that's then when it flattens out to Trent, Harrell, Bridges, Levine, Siakam, Ball, Butler, and Baisley. Let's go to the DraftKings side of this one now. So, Tex, good morning. We're up to 165 viewers and 86 likes. So it looks like we're going to stick the landing and get to our 100 before we get out of here. Let's run our final crunch. DraftKings. We're looking for DK optimals. Spencer Dinwiddie, Josh Giddey. Josh Giddey on DraftKings, too. Spencer Dinwiddie, Josh Giddey, Gordon Hayward, Miles Bridges, Montrezl Harrell, Donovan Mitchell, Royce O'Neal, and Hassan Whiteside. CG, well, if they feel like they can do that, they should take a look at the betting markets where it tells them that they can't do that. Because being 50-1 in February is a little bit of a tough sell. Let's see. Who's ahead of them? What are their odds to win the East? Odds to win the East for the Cavs, they're 6th. Nets, Bucks, Sixers, Heat, all miles ahead. Bulls, 11-1. And then the Cavs are 20-1. There you go, Cantor. So the Cavs have here, if you want to put it in perspective, the Cavs have the same odds to win the East right now as the Boston Celtics. So I just, like, why spend anything to upgrade when you're that far away? I don't know. I really don't know. It's too early. Not in the AM, bro. Do you understand what I just said? Because I don't understand what you're talking about at all. Why does the play-in make 50-1 odds on the Cavs winning the NBA title? Easy money. That doesn't make a lick of sense. All right, DraftKings power rankings now. I mean, Chris Duarte doesn't need to be more aggressive. He's Chris Duarte. Like, just, like, I'm obviously a bit of a Cavs hater. Their future is bright with Garland and Mobley. Like, I would be very happy to be where they're at. I wouldn't want to take cards out of the deck in the future like they just did. I'm glad that, well, Eric is right. I am doing the trade deadline show again this year. It's going to be a good damn time. So, Kevin, I'm glad you're here. But yeah, we're going. I'm going to try to start at 1:30 on Thursday. If we start seeing anything coming in like the 12:45 to 1:30 range, I'm just going to go live, and I'm going to go until probably like a half hour after the show. I'm going to get an Excel sheet built out so that we can plug players' names in and get an idea of value. So I'm going to build like a little bit of a trade machine. All right, power rankings on DraftKings. Let's close this out. 2 guys crested 30%. That's 5K Gordon Hayward and then Spencer Dinwiddie. Lou Dort, Kelly Oubre, Miles Bridges, Hassan Whiteside, and Kuzma are the next priorities on the DraftKings side. D'Lo, I don't do anything with props. I live in North Carolina. There are no legal sports betting options for me. If there were, I would love to do it, but I don't have any mechanism to do that legally, and it's really not worth my time to do it otherwise. I would immediately. I would be snap betting a lot of this stuff each morning. Jordan, good morning. News guy, what do you want? Props from where? SMP, I think by the time that Mobley can grow into his frame, that Allen contract might just be over. I mean, if Mobley can stretch the floor, then it's going to start looking a lot like Atlanta, maybe. Yeah, Mikey, nailed it. We should bet on Cleveland now before everybody realizes that they have a 50-1 out there. Yeah, Zay, I know that I can do these things. I could also just remote into my parents' computer in Pennsylvania. I got enough going on. If I can't do it immediately on my phone for snap decisions, it's not really worth my time to have to like scramble to do some of these things. No, that's what I'm asking. News guy. What I'm saying is I don't know what the player props are because I don't know what the lines are. Like, I don't know. I need something to compare it to. I didn't know if you wanted prize picks or like actual bets because like I don't have a good place to grab. I can't just grab the lines and have a place to compare it to. Like, I got to eyeball all that stuff, you know? Like, I can look at this and like I have Devin Booker at 27.5 points. I just have to go like spot by spot. If I just had a list, then I could tell you what my best ones are, but there's no way for me to like quickly see that. All right, so we have, let's see. Yeah, I don't even see a ton of props. Let me see. Can I grab prize picks quickly? See if I can get anybody some prize pick stuff. Should get some prize pick stuff, right? They're the sponsor of this show. Let's see what we could do with prize picks for right now. Do I still have a prize picks tab? I do. Good. All right. Let's see if this still works. If it doesn't, I'll fix it. Delete, run, grab. Perfect. Oh, it's doing that stupid repeating thing again. There's got to be a way for me to figure out how to clean that up. Maybe. Yeah, I remember. Now I remember that we tried to do this before, and it keeps giving me. Okay, that saves it. All right, we can look at a couple prize picks props for today. I really need to try to fix this so we can talk about it more frequently. Oh, I'm looking up. Okay, I was gonna say, good God, that looks ridiculous. All right, so these are points props. Favorite points prop on Prize Picks right now is LaMelo over 18.5. And I would take the under on RJ Barrett. Jason, I do not think mobile betting is coming anytime soon. What are the odds that Porter plays? I don't know. It's Otto Porter. Talk about a guy that I have no idea what he's going to do on a day-to-day basis. God, glad I got that eyelash. All right. We can look at points, rebounds, and assist props here too. That one might paint a little bit better of a picture. All right, now I want to think for one quick second. Is there an easy way to unduplicate that? Is it always 3 digits in the middle? Can I just take... If I do... Yeah, that works. Nope. 1, 2, 3. I need 4. Never mind. Dang, got it. Okay, that's way faster now. So this is points plus rebounds plus assists on Prize Picks, the presenting sponsor of this show. So let's get game points. We get game offensive rebounds, game defensive rebounds, and assists. Points plus rebounds plus assists on Prize Picks. What do we got? That needs to be there. Got it. Favorite points plus rebounds plus assist props on Prize Picks for today. LaMelo Ball. I have over 31.5. I've got it at 36. That would be my favorite. RJ Barrett, again, at the bottom end of this one. I'd be fine getting to Scotty Barnes as well on Prize Picks. Projected 24.5 points plus rebounds plus assists. I got it at 28.1. So I think that looks pretty good. We're up to 189 viewers and 100 likes, so people are digging the Prize Picks content. Everything else is just assists and rebounds and three-pointers made. I don't really have the ability to look at anything else. They don't have any fantasy scores up. I think that's probably it for this show, guys. I think we got to pack it in here. That was fun, though. I never turned the music down. Oh, I did turn the music down. I was going to say, I don't remember doing that. Well, guys, thank you for being here. That was a fun show. Enjoy yourselves today. Contenders videos will be out in a bit. Strategy show coming up at 10 o'clock. Adam is back. And then live before lock tonight with myself and Greg. So thank you guys for being here. Hit that like button if you haven't done it yet. This is The Process.